can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star. Baby, you can drive my car. And baby, I love you. Chris Narrie and I have been writing songs since high school.
We started writing when we were 14 or 15. Norman needed lyrics, so he asked me to jot something down, and he liked what I had, so that's kind of where it started.
We'll sit down and we'll work with a song. Some songs come like, you know, like that.
We just kept writing music, practicing as much as we could, writing bad songs, good songs, catchy songs.
It was just a lot of fun. It wasn't just making music. We would always hang out, and we would always, you know, the garage was just, Norman's garage was just a really fun place to be.
First big show, well, I guess second. The first one was Faye Dodo.
I remember a show Norman and I played with an earlier incarnation of this group at the Troubadour up on San Juan Boulevard.
Troubadour was our first show at a place where people knew about. Well, I guess just TJ was there with us that night.
TJ's been around forever. He's like the first lead guitarist I ever worked with.
I grew up on the same street as Chris. We lived about 3 houses away from each other. First people I met also was Norman because Chris introduced me to him.
It was an awesome gig.
One of the greatest shows ever. Norman was on point. Dude was killing it from front to back.
TJ's solos were insane.
The whole band sounded so tight together. It was one of those nights where everything comes together at once and creates this magical moment.
Performing at 3rd Street was a great experience. It was a good way to get our music out to people that maybe would not have known us or listened to us in any other circumstance. So it's definitely a good thing to do.
And I thought I had a solid plan, but I learned the world doesn't always understand. All my love I was saying, all my love darling, I'm true. All my love. I've played in a lot of bands.
Holding a band together is tough, especially when it's your own music.
Trying to get a band together and keep a band together when you've already got material written that you want to play is difficult.
One thing we've always wanted to have was, you know, a band, a group of people, musicians that all had a similar idea, goal in mind so that we could create and collaborate on music, but unfortunately we've never found that exact group yet.
You would think it's easy to maintain, to keep a band organized and together, but it's not.
Band is a dysfunctional family. I learned that from Guitar Hero 2 on one of the loading screens.
You don't want to keep it so close that you have to play this exactly this way, because you're just going to turn people away.
Every good thing must come to an end.
Every time there was a different reason why it never really fully worked out.
After years of trying to put bands together and writing and developing songs, I just wanted to take a break for a while.
We asked him to come play guitar.
You and What Army?
I started playing lead guitar with You and What Army.
The You and What Army band, with Jeff's band.
Not in the water and I choose to rebel.
That is something else. That is something that you have never heard before.
Amazing lyricist as far as I'm concerned.
Funkadelic voodoo, and there's just not much I can say within our vocabulary about it.
It's kind of a funny story, you know. I came to this planet about 700 years ago. I said, "What you doing here, stranger?" He said, "I'm not a stranger." I said, "But I don't know you." He said, "That's an understatement." I said, "But you know me?" He said, "Absolutely." I said, "But I live clean, ain't got no problems with the police."
One of the few people that tells the story in an extremely neat way.
Sam, I met through Joe.
I've actually known Jeff for a long time, probably close to 20 years. He's from Baltimore, like I am, so we straight thuggin'.
The first time Sam ever heard the songs, it was just instant chemistry. He just took to him, he just brought him to life. He brought a whole new element.
He was incredibly solid.
That's sort of how Norman and I came together.
You and Army has some really great music.
I love Jeff's, I love his style, you know.
There's some moments in there.
Riverside, I love Riverside, Jeff. I love the song.
Beautiful harmony. We played Molly Malone's.
Everybody wants to be a champion, but there can only be one. I swear I'm only here for my son.
I grew up obsessed with reggae and, strangely enough, classical music. And then you have Joe, who grew up obsessed with Prince. And then the scraggly kid who walks in off the street was obsessed with the Beach Boys for some reason.
Norman, you know, I immediately recognized his ability to play and his ability to sing and his ability to sort of, you know, just like push a song along in different ways that you don't really see right away on paper.
And that's when I met Joe.
Joe's a fantastic guitar player. He really is.
Your kisses and the lips, sweet illusion.
Saying all my years of playing, I have never met a musician like Norman.
Joe is one of the greatest guitarists I've ever worked with. The man can slay. When I met Joe, he was playing in 2 bands. Joe's the bass player for You and What Army. And he was also playing lead guitar for Doc's band.
Playing with Doc, playing in a blues band, met some real great players there. In and out, always trying to get something going.
Doc plays it all. Doc's a man of many faces of the music.
Who is that lady? She could be my baby.
Doc's band is really cool, very soulful. Doc's band, you want to talk about some thumping, groovy cats?
He can go from funk to country,
gospel,
to swing,
jazz.
You can tell he's got a lot of influence with the standards.
The old school
blues, R&B, reggae.
The great thing about the backyard jams, or you know, those little, you know, barbecue jams that we have, they're so great.
Any jam session is fun because you meet new people.
Everyone comes together. Everyone's at a level playing field. Check your ego at the door, whatever you want to call it.
He's kind of a... It pushes you to go places with your horn that you haven't gone before.
30 seconds we were doing this style, all of a sudden it switches to this, but it seems to fit. People are like, oh, play something, and we'll just come up with a song right on the spot.
Cali song called Young. She's on, she sells, sitting by the seashore. It's the Cali flood and I got these songs every before. I gotta give a shout out to come on pop music. Freestyling off of the dome, I be the one that you wanna fuck with.
A lot of good times, a lot of good people. Oh man, that was definitely something I used to look forward to with the backyard jams. Just one of those sort of impromptu things. I mean, there was just a sense of community and kind of love in that atmosphere.
You could tell it was like there was a connection between everyone that was playing.
Then we got the guitar, Jack Price to be a star. And this is Norman, so you definitely know who we are.
Hey man, you ever played a keyboard? Get up here and join us. Hey man, you ever played a drum? No? Well good, you can learn now.
Everyone kind of like circulates, you know. One minute one guy's on guitar, then he's switching to drums, or then he's going to keyboard.
Everyone would just grab an instrument, whatever happens to be closest to them, and just jam, you know.
And it's like we're all gelling, and we're in the moment, we're in the present, we're in the now.
And somehow, out of all that, we ended up with a night of some good ass music, people having a good time, slapping knees. I think a couple people made some new friends. It was just a way of like connecting and building, and it was a, you know, something I personally cherish. Good times.
And that's what the beauty of music, you know, it's a universal language of the soul.
It's a lot of fun, and the food was good, and the people were nice, and it was a nice afternoon.
I played bass and upright bass for Doc's band. We played around town, we played Irish Times.
The Irish Times.
Irish Times was a good starting ground for the band.
We have got talent in this band that the world should hear. Period. And we've got some hit songs that the world have got to hear. Period.
Doc's band has Leon Abner.
I'm the drummer.
Leon Rubenhold.
When I play the guitar, I don't always play it, but when I do, I play for Norman.
Of course, Norman and me.
Norman likes to do his own set within our, depending how long we play, of course.
I've been recording Doc's record over the past year.
Well, we recorded in different rooms. It was interesting.
We were live in different rooms, but one was in the bathroom.
I have Al in the bathroom.
One was in the garage.
We had, the drummer in this room.
Somebody was in a closet.
I was standing there singing, and behind me there was a door closed, and there was Al.
We were all over Norman's house.
So, you know, it was a very interesting way to record.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's dubbed the Professor by Doc, is his nickname.
And we call him the Professor, you know, because he makes sure everything is tight and good and musically sound. And
he's kind of our musical director. He has a lot of good input.
That's really coming together nicely. Well, we're pretty much producing the tracks. That's a regular thing.
Absolutely, that was the whole intent. Because that's how the song's written.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, all right. That's why I do believe the woman is for me. And there she go.
We're going back down to E chromatically from G. From G.
Well, the ending ends on an E.
Right.
The last note, the transition note.
Da 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 da.
Today I'm heading over to Leon's to mix.
We do it at my house because I have some good sounding flat monitors.
It's a lot of fun. I'm learning a lot as we go along.
As long as I can remember, I've always been infatuated with music. You know, when most kids were listening to like Sesame Street songs at age 4 or 5 years old, I was listening to, you know, Queen. You know, Bohemian Rhapsody. I was listening to Billy Joel.
Larry and Sam, they play with Phil.
Just a few years ago, I lived in a little old house on little old street.
Larry's been a consistent member of my band. The original Phil Tallow project lineup was, you know, me on, keyboard, Larry bass, Joe guitar, and Sam drums.
Larry played on Phil's record, Live for the Day.
I can't imagine playing with any other bass player. He hears it, he feels it, and I know when we're playing live, I can always tell if things are going good. All I gotta do is look up at Larry. If he's got that big grin on his face, then I'm like, okay, things must be going okay. I met Sam through Larry, and they've always had this connection, you know. So Sam came back for the CD release party, and him and Larry have always gelled.
Playing with Sam easily since 10, 11 years, easily.
I want to say 13 years or so.
I think I just found him at a Guitar Center.
There was a little ad at Guitar Center. It was like a 3-piece R&B band needed a drummer. So I called him up. We hung out, had a couple beers. We were all into like 311 and Incubus at the time and that style of music, so we started jamming. Larry and I have been playing together ever since.
Larry's a melodic bass player. Sam was a melodic drummer. whole night was magical.
Sam was someone that Norman brought into the project.
Norman, was saying that he was having some trouble getting some consistent drummers for his project, the Cali Sonko.
He showed me his drums. I knew that he'd be somebody that would definitely give a really great sound and add some new dynamics to our music.
So I said, hey Norm, if you need some help, dude, I'll come by and play some drums, and that was the start of it.
I used to play in the band. A couple years ago, I guess maybe a year or two ago, I decided to take a step back from that, and I would just work on the thing that I thought I was best at, which was writing lyrics.
Past gigs with the Cali Sonko have been fun.
Playing live in Los Angeles can be challenging just because, there's so many different artists, so many bands out here that are trying to make it.
Well, I always have fun when I play. I could play anywhere and have a good time.
A lot of these venues will book, 5, 6 bands, minimum 4 usually.
I think they're a lot of fun, and we bring a certain energy.
Accepting a gig in a Los Angeles bar, it's a double-edged sword, man.
You don't get paid out here. It's like you play your 45-minute set, and then you're done, and the next band comes on, and that can be frustrating.
We've had some times where we had great crowds and great reception, and we've had times when the typical LA sound engineer is just a dick, and they try to screw us with sound or try to screw us by pushing us back an hour after we're supposed to play. And playing in LA is tough. There's lots for people to do. If they're not there to see your band at, at 10 o'clock, they got other shit to do. So we've had some great shows.
After the Plush Lounge, I decided it was time to really get serious about recording.
So obviously it's very fun when you can just do something over and over again and get it done right the first time, or 10 times takes 20 times.
Coming over to record in high school was really fun because we used to use GarageBand.
GarageBand was probably one of the best inventions for young musicians in general, and really for me and Norman, because it gave us access to song recording.
We were just recording for fun, but we decided to get serious, so we upgraded our gear. We got Pro Tools.
An emotional roller coaster between ready to throw brand new gear into a garbage can and setting it on fire, and having moments of like sheer triumph and, you know, just complete joy.
I turned my whole bedroom into a studio. I brought in bookcases for every wall, and we put soundboard up, and we filled it with books. We came in, we set up this kit, we mic'd it with 12 drum mics.
I really got a lot out of listening to how everything was mic'd, and the drums were no exception.
Sam is one of the most dynamic and talented drummers I've ever met.
He's fantastic, man.
Both in a sense of soul and a sense of technicality, the man shreds beyond all belief.
When hearing it on the album, you can really hear how, although he takes the direction and the music that Norman has in mind, he's able to add his own fills and his own unique flair that I think really just amps up each song to the next level.
You know, you could really hear a lot of the detail in Sam's playing, you know, when he's kind of pounding on that hi-hat with his foot while he's crashing with the cymbal and just, you know, just getting everything and just having it come at you from all kinds of different directions.
Sheets was one of the ones we did again.
Sheets was, I guess we sort of battled artistically a little bit. I wouldn't say like we openly fought or anything like that. I sort of had an idea for the song as being real bare bones and real simple and real roomy.
I definitely wanted it to feel a little more improv'd out, a little more organic, because it is more of a blues jazzy song, and that is such a dynamic aspect of those types of music.
I played it one way and then played it another way and then came back and did it another way.
We appreciate he was willing to do that, and I think it turned out for the best in the end.
When Larry would come over to record, often it would just be, you know, late after he got off work, you know, just the two of us, and we'd sit there and we'd play the songs.
Larry can funk up a bass, man.
Let me tell you something about Larry.
Larry's bass was just incredibly warm.
Larry's bass playing technique,
very cinematic, you know,
it's breathtaking.
It reminded me of, you know, sitting around watching, like, you know, Game of Thrones or something.
The man creates scenery with bass lines that can't be created any other way.
You know, I spent a lot of time finding really nice resonant frequencies within that bass track, and man, I had a lot to work with there. Larry's a good bass player, so good job, Larry. Hope to meet you someday.
The guy just has a knack for putting the right note in the right place.
He knows where a bass is supposed to sit.
He's a very melodic bass player.
He knows just the right space in between the kick drum and the guitar to kind of sit and let that thing bounce.
Everything he does just fully fills in and is strong, but at the same time not distracting. And he's always able to add in that extra lick or that extra note to the fill that Norman gives him that I really think just brings it up to the next level.
I got the Fortress 1 Warwick 5-string fretless. That one is right there if you want some really low end. If you want something that just feels right. It's like, is this R-rated or?
I've known Norman's music for a long time, and you know, it's been very piano and keyboard based in the past. So I was really excited that he made a guitar record really this time around, and I mean, there was definitely no shortage of piano and synthesizer and organ, but I really felt these songs were really driven by the guitars.
Norman, once again, is the Wizard of Oz sitting behind pulling all the cables, making the curtains flop around. He's sitting there recording me, he's recording Sam, he's recording Larry, he's recording Leon.
It's gonna be insane. We got TJ.
TJ's always been a really good guitarist.
If you've ever been concerned about having your face melted off by sound waves, now's the time.
TJ put in a lot of time and some late nights recording lead guitar with me.
The recording process was intense because it would be hours upon hours. You know, work a 12-hour day, show up at Norman's, and then play till 12, just solo after solo.
One of the things I'm proudest of is TJ's guitar solos on this record. Which I thought really offset some of the other aspects of the music really well. I mean, you hear the song and you have all these great modern hooks, and then TJ comes in and he's just
Sort of like if a volcano mixed with some sort of hurricane wind and there was a funk god on the top of it and a mass explosion happened and you got a little bit of a with a little bit of and then it mixes together into one big stew that Zeus is cocking up.
Just listen to Sheets. I mean, he just knocks it out of the park. And I had a lot of fun mixing that guitar, and he'll tell you that it sounds how he wanted it to sound if you ask him, so I'm very proud of that as well.
Norman and I have worked on Sheets together for years. I had no part in writing it whatsoever, but I've always been the featured guitar player on it. Norman's always had me in as the featured guitar player on that song. And it's always been my favorite song to play. It's very in the vein of things I like. It's very John Mayery, very kind of... gives the ability to play like a laid-back Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of Jimi Hendrix kind of solo, and it gives me an opportunity to do something I love to do, which is creating groovy tunes. I don't know, man. It was one of those things where it was just, we all kind of knew what we were working towards. We knew it was going to be good. That feeling's really hard to shake when you feel it. And when you were recording on this, when you were playing on this, that feeling was really there. One time.
I went over to my friend Joe's studio to record 12-string.
Joe is one of the most amazing creative guitar players I've ever heard.
You know, Joe recorded a lot of guitar on the record. He was really great. I love listening to the parts that he recorded.
I love what Joe did on this album.
Joe's guitar was incredibly spatial, incredibly wide. It sort of reminded me of like The Edge in a way, you know, where everything is kind of echoing and surrounding you and then making you feel claustrophobic seconds later.
But when it comes to creativity and diversity and just an overall picture of you know, guitar and obviously he's a great bass player in my opinion as well. And he can play drums. The guy can play anything.
We've been perfecting our parts, we've been recording, we've been locked away recording for months.
It sounds from what we've been doing, sounds like some professional shit.
I recently went to the House of Blues to see a band called No Jet Left.
Oh yeah, Jordan's project, No Jet Left.
I went to school with the lead singer Jordan Schmidt.
My band is called No Jet Left. Playing at the House of Blues was just like next level stuff.
Well, we went there to check out his band and have a little meet and greet. And we went over to his house later and listened to some of the stuff he's been working on.
That's when me and Norman first started talking about doing this project.
Hey man, how you doing? So we listened to a bunch of Jordan's songs through his monitors, and it just sounded amazing. We were all blown away.
That keyboard part in the back is hilarious. That's not a keyboard, that's my voice.
That's his vocal machine, dude.
It went great. It's a good vibe. He's a cool dude.
Then we showed him some of the stuff we've been working on.
It was a finished product in terms of recording.
We used 12 drum mics.
12 on a 6-piece kit, yeah.
And some people think that's a lot, but we didn't want to miss anything. We wanted to get everything.
We put 2 on the snare, we put 2 on the kick, 2 overheads, 1 on each tom, and then a hi-hat and a ride.
Did it unedited? I'm like, no punches, man. Straight
Nothing,
through.
dude. Straight, yeah.
I liked it. I liked having that, you know, that ability to make the drum sound that much wider. I was amazed at just how clear all the actual tracks were.
We always wanted that professional sound, that very clean, crisp sound.
I remember asking him, like, so, I was asking Norman, like, where you get this recorded, and he was like, well, you know, I just kind of threw it together at my house and stuff for the most part.
In the beginning, it started off really simple, and now it's really grown into something more complex.
It's very complex music, even though it's very pop-oriented.
Seeing that difference in sound and ability has been an amazing transformation, and I think it'll help us get to that next level that we want to be at.
Listening to the album and hearing all the different vocals and all the different instruments.
There's been so many people involved with the record, with making this happen.
I loved all the collaborations that went on to make such a great piece of artwork, and all the soul that went into it. And that's the main key. I'm not talking just soul as a genre and soul music. I'm talking about the actual soul of a musician going into that, and everybody who played on that brought that. And that's what made it so amazing, is that collaboration of people that actually give a shit.
I noticed that the average track number for songs for individual instruments was about 50 tracks.
It's a really cool thing. It's very out of the ordinary. It's not your everyday kind of band that you listen to nowadays because there's so much involved, so many people involved.
Norman just has like this talented bubble of friends, and I'm like, how do you all know each other?
A lot of vocalists, a lot of guitarists.
How many people? Do you have a couple days?
Jeff did harmonica. I recorded accordion for the record. Daniel Rona played flute. Isaiah came in with the trumpets. Al came in, he did the saxophones.
The singers alone, I was like Norman would list them off, and I'd just be like, are you kidding me?
That was really exciting because it brought a lot of us back together.
Clarence is a really great musician and someone we're really happy to have helping us out on the album.
Always music going on at the Lankford house.
around for a lot of this and has heard our musical progression throughout the years. So it's really great that he would come in and help us out.
Norman already had it set up and it was ready to go. It was hot, ready to record. So he would just slide me right in. He showed me the part where he wants me to play, and then I just put it down. So, you know, a lot of times I'm just listening to it for the first time.
Chris and Norman's music evolution, it's been really interesting to be kind of in the front seat for it.
Norman's music, while it is very accessible, is very difficult to describe.
Never just limit yourself to one type of style or one road. Broaden it as much as you can, you know.
You have songs that are like badass
rock, elements of rock,
R&B,
elements of R&B.
Like I wouldn't put it in R&B, although it does have a lot of rhythm and blues elements to it.
Gospel,
sort of poppy,
chamber pop.
It's got a little bit of funk.
Funky, but there's also this one part that sounds like this Chris Brown song that I heard this one time.
Some soul.
And there's also a part that sounds like the Eagles, and there's like a part that sounds like the Eagles of death metal.
Having that chamber pop element with the Beach Boys, and you know, the reggae sort of element.
Even some folk elements and country elements. You just any kind of thing that you can think of.
You can't explain it. You can't put a label on it. It's just good tunes.
Recording some assembly required, from my end at least, took about a month. I mean, it was just session after session. Alfred did his work.
Yeah.
Norman and I have always been good friends. He gave me a call and said, hey, I'm working on this new album and I'd love to have you come in and do some backup vocals for me. And I was really excited to be working on a new project with him and go back to our roots of singing harmonies.
Gianna has this insane belt that I've always been so jealous of because I don't really have that insane belt in any register of my voice.
Gianna's usually an alto.
Usually I am the alto range, alto or mezzo soprano.
Gianna, Sahara, and I all have very different voices. Different styles, different tones, and I think those certain tones match certain parts.
Soprano! Except, I don't know where that dream came from. I am a mezzo, but he has me up in the stratosphere like a lot of people do. I don't get it. Do you hear my voice? It is so deep. I should be singing tenor. Allegra, speaking of those people that I admired in high school, she's gonna know this now, I guess. I face the night alone. Killed everything she did, and her voice is so good.
You can sing in a choir and everybody can just sing the same part, but that's boring, you know, and it doesn't satisfy your ears, you know. I was excited. It felt like a reunion to come back and do vocals with these guys.
Yeah.
The harmonies were a lot of fun to mix.
Harmonies. This is Norman's forte.
I love harmony. I love the Jackson 5.
Oh, baby, give me one more chance.
I love the Beach Boys.
Obviously, I know Norman is a lifelong fan of the Beach Boys.
While I'm not a big fan of the Beach Boys myself, Norman Lankford is, and I feel like that's played a huge part.
For the harmonies, you really had to listen to the person next to you and really hear the harmony as a whole to see where it fit.
So I've never heard harmonies like these before. I mean, there's some ridiculous stuff going on.
His harmonies are these cascading sonic waves that fall into your eardrums in this tasty fashion, much like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich would feel if your ear could taste.
We could all probably sing any of the parts, but the parts that we were actually assigned to matched our voices the best.
I remember singing with Norman some jumping in on some ridiculous harmony that never crossed my mind, and I'm just like, how did you get there, and why couldn't I get there? And it was just like, it was good times.
You wrote some really incredible stuff on there, man. Some of those tunes on there really need to be on the radio and put out there in some movie stuff, man. I'm serious. You got some talent there, dude. You got some talent, young man.
It was exciting, and I didn't know what was going to happen next.
So how was that sounding?
Good.
Did it stand up to that other mix?
Yeah.
Is it better than the other mix?
Yeah, the background vocals.
Yeah, they're all like consistent now. Yeah.
I think all the people involved did a really, really great job, and all the harmonies sounded great.
Pre-mix and master, it was they're completely different songs. They're entire parts that somehow you piece together like different pieces of the song that didn't exist before, didn't exist prior to this. You guys went and found hidden guitar lines, drum solos, drum fills, keyboard, bass, and you created these beautiful structures of sound.
That's well straight, man. Love it. I write songs with Chris Narrie. He's a great lyricist, but he also makes a lot of films, and he directed our music video for 8 O'Clock.
Lately, I've been concentrating on film. I went to SC for 4 years to go to college, and I was a theater major, but I really got excited about making movies when I was there. Action.
Where is he, man?
So that's what I've been concentrating on lately.
Norman and his band are performing on the radio this morning. Norman is late because he spent the night with a lady friend. That's me.
Good morning, Los Angeles. This is DJ Killer Cam coming to you live at 17.7 FM.
And in the meantime, Norman's running to the studio. But as he goes, he runs through all of these red doors.
Go through a door, come out another area, go through another area, come out another door.
It might be the same red door over and over again.
But it's the same door. It's a red door. It's a great door. It's his bedroom door. But that door goes everywhere. That is a cool video.
I overheard some ideas going on about the music video and the mysterious door, and I always wondered how it was going to play out on screen. But I think you guys did it, man. It was exactly what I was envisioning. It was creative, man. It was a good piece of work.
It was spread out over maybe the course of a month?
We'd shoot at least once a week and then edit throughout that time.
Oh, the music video is amazing. Very innovative. Good idea with the door.
I emailed the song to Leon.
He sent me this track 8 O'Clock and asked me if I wanted to put some guitars on it.
He laid that solo on 8 O'Clock, that great solo.
So I put a whole bunch of guitars down and the solo, and that's pretty much what they used.
For me, that was just a moment of intense pride when I saw what that came out to be. To think that you guys wrote that song in high school.
I was shocked when Norman told me that some of these songs were from 2007.
This song that I heard so early became this amazing song and then this amazing music video, and I was like, yes, rock it out, love it. It's a portal that takes him to a different location every time. So sometimes he's in the forest, sometimes he's in the ocean. One time he lands in the back of a Ferrari.
I think it was convertible Mustang, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so.
It's a pretty wild ride.
I got a call from Norman. Norman was like, I'd like you to be a part of the video. And I said, I'd be honored to be a part of the video. That'd be great. It's like, I want you to drive a car.
If you look close, you'll notice that Phil's the one driving the convertible.
Claire gets in the car and basically takes over.
I liked the ocean the best because I got to go in the ocean in my pajamas, which is an experience that one doesn't often get to have.
Change the world to make it so easy to kiss and tell, to make you feel so warm.
The shot on the train went by. Actually, that was not planned, obviously. It's not like we're like, okay, train, come by, you know. It would actually just happen at the spur of the moment, and it was perfect.
It was a lot of fun to make. We went to a lot of locations.
1, 2, 3.
The light begins to wander to the western sky. Never has a time to wonder, always keeping time for others. Each house observing as it flies. Another day, another night, I feel I'm drowning in the light. While I'm searching for the right, just one more pill in the file. It stayed the same now for quite a while, but the skates keep standing still. I'm not sure I have the will. Circuit breakers lighting up now. There's lightning in my veins. I know it's easier to give up to all-consuming flame. My lights have all gone out. I'm surrounded by my doubts. How can I be alone when my demons are my own? I'm looking for the answer in a world full of disaster. I'm looking for a sign before I'm out of time. Just one more pound in the fire. Stay the same now for quite a while, but these hands keep standing still. I'm not sure I'm the one. So you break is lighting up now. There's lightning in my veins. I know it's easier to give up to all-consuming flames. And even when the walls are burning out, the roof down still remains. You gotta really hold on to the dream you have and the love you made. Circuit breakers lighting up now. There's lightning in my veins. I know it's easier to give up to all-consuming flames. Even when the walls are burning out, the rooftop still remains. Gotta really hold on to the dreams you have and the look you made.
Oh, yo, we had some good jams, but tonight was off the chain.
Mr. Sam just like.
I love Sam. Instantly, like, I feel like I want to play with Sam and only Sam all the time.
It's some good shit.
And Larry back there like.
Oh man, Larry. He's funky on the bass.
Rhythm section that brings the thunder, alright? And then the dudes up front. The ultimate live setup, it's never happened. It's called the Dream Team Show. I'm waiting on it. I want it now.
There'll be some parts we extend. You know, it's just a feeling that takes over and it affects the crowd for sure.
I am absolutely dying to play a gig with these guys.
Playing a big show for the record with everyone and stuff.
It'd be so much fun to get our friends together.
To have them on stage and we all play together.
It would be a really awesome show.
If we were to get everyone that worked on Some Assembly Required back together, it would be an amazing show.
It would be so much fun. Can we? Can we do it? Can I be there? I'll watch. I'll just watch.
I think if we get any kind of big show going on, people are going to enjoy the hell out of it.
Be fun to do something like that because it would be a mixture of different kinds of music.
Just ripping people's faces off. People take their clothes off voluntarily. Some of them just have them blown off by solos.
I would love to do that.
You know, we're gonna play an awesome gig.
Just to be back on stage and to just play with other artists, as I said, that actually have a passion for the music that we're doing.
It's going to be a cool experience.
To be a part of something that's been in the works for a while.
I mean, I have a feeling that Norman's a natural showman.
There's so many talented musicians and singers that worked on the record.
There's so many instruments, there's so many harmonies, there's so many people on stage.
Big shows is part of our performance, part of our belief in terms of doing music.
We've all grown up to be even better artists than we were when we first started.
Just promote the music, get all of our friends together, have a good time.
It would be a really fun time, and I think the audience would just love it.
I think they're gonna get up and dance like they're doing every time we play.
It's fun. Some good grooves.
We did start playing music live before we ever started recording it, or thinking about recording it.
There's a combination of these musicians that can, in any configuration, create something really special that will blow your mind. And honestly, there are things that we've done which most people will probably never hear that pretty much is way better than anything you've ever listened to. And it's too bad you'll never hear it.